been speaking to the great and the good of Irish music and entertainment. This next gentleman is a man who's been involved in music for a long, long time. He's performed many hundreds, if not thousands of times. He's based in County Roscommon. He's had a number of successful singles and albums and was a busy, busy man in music. From County Roscommon and from his home there, I'm delighted to say hello to Sean Brennan. Sean, how are you?
Good, how are you? How are things?
Not too bad, Sean, not too bad at all. Sean, how many years are you involved in music at this stage?
How many years am I involved in music? I tell you, no, I won't give you a short answer. I think too long I'm involved in music. But I'm at least, as a man says, I'm at about 16 years of age, roughly there, or 17 years of age, out gigging, and I'm, as a man says, well on in my years now. So I'm a long time there now, as the saying goes, and I'm still the same way, and nothing has changed. I haven't made any money, or I haven't made the first million, or nothing like that has happened to me. I'm still struggling.
Yeah, you still sounding good. You've had a lot of success. I mean, you've had a lot of success.
I'm tipping along nicely, yes.
You know, you've had songs.
It's going grand.
You've had songs that you've made your own. I mean, which have been are instantly associated with you, like Lanesborough Lady.
Well, I live in Lanesborough, you see, and that Lanesborough Lady is part of the old thing. People associate that song with me because I live in Lanesborough, and there's a popular old song at the time. It's done all right, and that was back, I think, it's 2012 or thereabouts, maybe even a little bit before. I think maybe even a little bit before, and it's still to this day I get requests to sing the whole song different places I play. So it has stood the test of time. One of them old songs.
Indeed, it has. Well, even for somebody who didn't know you were from Lanesborough, I mean, the song is is a huge song. It's a definitive song, which is forever associated with you. Even though
yeah. Well, you need a not definitive song. I have another one there called Blue Skinny Eyes. It kind of does all right for me too as well, because if you haven't any old song at all that they don't recognise, you're kind of paddling along there on your own, and there's nothing really happening, So, an odd song that people recognise you by, it kind of gives you a bit of a lift every now and then.
Indeed, so yeah, the Blue Kilkenny Eyes was absolutely huge here, truly incredibly popular.
Yeah, it was a good song.
Yeah, Sean, tell me this: you recorded those those couple of albums. I mean, there's another song which is associated with you as well, which is Katie from Sweet Kate Jew.
Katie from Sweet Kate Jew, yes, that was a song penned for me by a guy called Eugene Cunningham that lives down in Enniskillen. He decided to write a song called Katie from Sweet Kate Jew, and funnily enough, it's an old song that's done all right too as well. I get lots of requests for it and lots of airplay over it, and mileage, as the man says, I got over that one as well. And it done the business.
Indeed. Indeed it did, yes, it did.
It did, yeah. It kept the old show on the road, sold a good lot of that album that song is on, and even to this day, popular old song.
Indeed it is too. And another song which was an interesting one that you recorded was My Heart's Tonight in Ireland.
My Heart Tonight in Ireland, yes, I was playing at a gig one night in a place called Ballymahon, which is not too far from here, and it was coming on over the tannoy that were playing in the pub, and I liked the song the minute I heard it. I liked the original version of it, and as I say, I play a good bit in County Clare, and I just thought it would be an old song that would go well in that part of the country, and funnily enough, it did too. It done all right in its own way. Good enough, fine old song, and it did all right. I was surprised. I didn't think it would do anything at all, but it did. It was okay now, and popular enough old tracks still. I get old requests to sing it every now and then. Not as popular maybe as the one you just mentioned, but at the same time, it's okay. It's a grand old number. It does the business. Indeed it does.
You're actually the only artist I ever heard doing a country version of it. I heard sort of folky, traditional versions of it.
It's a folky traditional song originally. I'm trying to think of the guy's name that brought that originally out, and I'll probably get it before the end of the show. And it's his version of it, and Jonathan Owens kind of put that twist into it to make it sound that way for me, and that's how that came to be. Jonathan Owens is topper now. He's great at that sort of stuff. he knows how to put a thing together. He's a good producer and a good arranger.
Indeed so.
He's good at the job. Yeah, he's a good manager. A lot of good work for good people down the years there, though. And the artist he gets his hands on, he does a good job. You can't fault him.
Definitely not. Also, listen, you did a duo which got a great reaction. Was with yourself and Rebecca Staunton on the Roseville Fair.
Rebecca Staunton, the Roseville Fair. Yes, that whole song did well too. And that was kind of kind of an afterthought that we would do that whole song, and not really set out to do it originally, but we done it, and it worked good. It just took off fairly well and got tons of old airplay, and we did a DVD of it, and it worked, So I heard Liam Clancy had a version of that, slower than that, as a duet with somebody. I can't think of the girl's name now off the top of my head, and I modelled a bit on that, and his version of it was nice, and I just thought, to be an old song that would be a bit of a revival done on it and a bit of dickying up, and it would be the business. That's what I thought, and it did. It worked for the time. It worked. Yeah.
Indeed, it did.
We got a bit of fair play there, and got a bit of mileage over it.
Indeed, so the gentleman I think you're thinking of as regards My Heart's Tonight in Ireland, Andy Irvine.
Correct. Andy Irvine is correct. You're 100% right.
Yes,
Andy Irvine had that song, yeah.
Yeah, recorded it with Donal Lunny from...
That's right, yeah.
From back in time. You were a busy man, a very, very busy lad before the whole lockdown thing.
Oh, sure, wasn't everybody doing grand before the lockdown thing happened, and the thing is just completely hit a roadblock now, and... I know it's tough times and all that, but still you got to think of the people that, there have been, misfortune by this, people that are sick and people that have lost loved ones and they've lost their eyes to it, and people that are still ill today as a result of it, as regards to music and that, in its own time, things are slowly coming back, I see, there last week, the hairdressers opened up again, pubs have started, we're even getting to go to mass again, so, music is just, nothing has happened yet, but give it a bit of time, please God, and maybe an odd gig or two will come back here and there, and it'll breathe itself into a bit of life again at some stage,
Indeed so. I mean,
the most important thing is to get a vaccine for this thing and get people healthy again, and that's the most important thing. The rest will fall into place with a bit of time.
Whatever problems there are, if we're still alive, we can battle through.
We'll battle through. We'll get through, as the man said at some stage, we'll get through. If we're still alive and on this earth, we'll get through it. We'll get through it somehow.
Indeed. Sean, the thing about you was you travelled a very wide area of the country.
It's got to that stage that you have to travel a wide area of the country. Once upon a time, I remember years ago when I had a band and I was just going around, you'd be doing, weddings and you'd be doing dinner dances and you'd be playing a pub scene that pubs might be only an hour away, or maybe in some towns, maybe 10 minutes to one town, 15 minutes to another town, and things like that. But it got to a stage where you just had to cover the distance. If you were to stay going and stay with it, you just had to, And when you start recording and your music is played in different parts of the country, you got to visit them parts of the country and be seen to be in them, and that's the way it is.
Indeed, and you were actually booked for this year to play at the famous matchmaking festival in Lisdoonvarna.
The Lisdoonvarna matchmaking festival. As of yet, there's no final take on that, but I would safely say now I would be 90% sure that I can't see that going ahead, because everything round about it is cancelled, and I can't see that going ahead unless, as the man says, a magic stroke from somewhere. And even then, are people going to go to it, or they're going to be out? And in the interest of safety, that has to come first, and social distancing and all that. So we'll just have to wait and see. The next 2 weeks will decide that, whether Lisdoonvarna will go ahead or not. But I am thinking myself, no, I can't see it happening this year. Next year, please God, if we're still alive. Next year, please God.
Indeed so, yeah, indeed so. It's looking increasingly unlikely, because many events which were actually planned for later on than that have been cancelled. So it's...
There were, yeah. There's lots of things like the Roses to Lead, the Listowel races, the Ploughing Championship, the Tullamore Show. There's a whole lot of things that are gone off the scene. So I would say Lisdoonvarna will be joining that list, and it'll be going off the scene as well. And that's the way it is, you know. As the man says, as you say, it's good to be alive, and please God, we'll be alive to do it the next time it comes around.
Exactly. That's indeed. Sean, you were actually doing. You were saying you were with a band, but more recent times you were doing your own one-man show very successfully.
I've been doing a one-man gig since about 2000, doing a one-man gig, and sometimes a two-piece gig, depending on where I need somebody or what sort of a gig I'm doing, and that's the way it has been, and it's tipped around there nice and steadily, and it's working. That's the only thing I can say about it, is it's working, and if something is working, you're staying with it, and what more can you do?
Exactly. I mean, it's today. I think with technology, especially, it has, it has greatly increased the, the powers.
Oh, it has. The powers that be, and the backing tracks and the backing music and all that. It took me a long time to get used to standing up there on my own and pushing buttons and pushing pedals and all this, trying to get sounds and get music going. When you look around, people beside you, a live drummer and all that, and your head is wound around that. It takes a long time to go the other road, so it took me a while to get going. I may as well tell you. There's a lot of sitting at the table at home in the kitchen looking at it, thinking, is it ever going to work? It's head-racking stuff, because machinery is machinery, human beings are human beings, and there's a big difference. So eventually, as the answer is kind of kicked in after a long while.
Yes, well, the other thing, of course, I mean, which has drastically changed over the years is it's all of the equipment. I mean, it's, for example, the technology in speakers today.
Oh yeah, there's digital equipment out there now and all that sort of stuff, and you've got to get your head around that, and the power systems and power amps and rigs, and like God be with the days. I remember once upon a time in my lifetime, you go in and you had this Marmac 60 or Marmac 120 and a Benson Echo, and you hooked up the two of them together and wired them to two speakers, and away you went at that. It was as simple as that. That was the technology, and that was it at the time, and it worked. And not today, unfortunately. It's a different ball game altogether, and you just have to get your head around it, and that's it. Different kettle of fish.
Indeed, it is. But well done on doing it. Well done to to all you've done after all these years. Up until you were forced to by the lockdown, you were still beating out the songs all around Ireland. Fair play.
Yes, still trying to keep going, and thanks to you, and thanks to all your listeners and all of that. I mean, I wouldn't be there only for you. You're fantastic. Great, to get an interview on radio, and it's fantastic to get a shot at it, and to get it played and get your music played, and only for guys like you. There wouldn't be guys like me. Simple as that.
Well, thank you, Sean. But there wouldn't be...
Simple and straightforward like that. Fantastic station.
There wouldn't be guys like me unless there were guys like you producing the music either. So,
so what you do a fantastic job. I mean, it's great to get a call and get asked to do something like this. It's a great opportunity and a great chance. To me, it's every bit as good, if not better, than appearing on the Late Late Show in one sense.
Sean, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it for that.
It means more. It means more to me.
Sean, thanks a million. Sean, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a million for joining me. Listen, I wish you health, success, and happiness and
thank you
in the future. And listen, stay safe. Looking forward to seeing you around and about live once again.
Right, thanks a million, and thanks for your call. Appreciate all your help and all your good work. And you keep up the good work and keep safe and keep with it.